With Wrestlemania done and dusted, it was a slight disappointment to see no returns other than that, of course, the wrestling returns of both Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan. But we were hoping to see other returns. Thankfully, on last night's episode of Raw, we got some huge returns and debuts. Number 1. Bobby Lashley. Rumours had surfaced in early March that former Impact Wrestling star Bobby Lashley and WWE had come to terms on a deal that would see him return to the company. In his previous run with the company, Lashley's biggest achievements were becoming WWE ECW champion and being in the corner of Donald Trump facing Umaga in the Battle of the Billionaires match at WrestleMania 23. He certainly had the look of a champion in WWE, but poor promo skills and lack of charisma held him back, finally being released in February of 2008 and starting with new hope in TNA. After 10 years, Lashley has built himself up once more, looking to be a more promising main eventer, making his return on Raw and demolishing Elias in the ring to welcome back Chance. He didn't give a promo or anything, but after Raw, when asked what brought him back to WWE and what the fans can expect from him, Lashley said, "Unfinished business. Unfinished business, completely. I've taken my level of wrestling and this entire business to a whole other level, and I'm ready to go out here and show this crowd what I'm about. I'm going to be bigger and badder and tougher than ever. There's a lot of really tough guys in the WWE at this time, and I've got my sights set. It doesn't matter what I post online, I always get tags saying, 'We want to see you against so-and-so. We want to see you against so-and-so. So now I'm here to go find so-and-so. Everybody wants the big matchups, and I'm here to make that happen.' It's rumoured Lashley will be going toe-to-toe against none other than Brock Lesnar at this year's SummerSlam. We just hope WWE gives Lashley a chance to go over. Number 2. Jeff Hardy. Only just a year ago, Matt and Jeff Hardy made a spectacular return to WrestleMania 33. Unfortunately, during his run, Jeff suffered a torn right rotator cuff in September. He underwent surgery in Alabama during the first week of October and started rehab. There was talk at the time of Hardy being out of action for 6 to 9 months, with the possibility of May being the earliest. Fortunately, his injury had healed quicker than expected. Whilst he was featured briefly in the Ultimate Deletion promo with Bray Wyatt, Jeff made his proper wrestling return to Raw last night, teaming with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, taking on the Miztourage and defeating them. Jeff has recently dropped hints at the possibility of a new Ultimate Deletion style match, which could take place at the Hardy compound, though it's unknown who it could involve. With Bray and Matt Hardy looking like they have formed a permanent tag team, is Jeff ready for another singles push? And number 3, Samoa Joe. WWE's night of big returns continued when Samoa Joe returned after a foot injury took him out for 3 months. After Roman Reigns came out to once again vent on failing to capture the Universal Championship, Joe's music would hit, calling out Roman Reigns for previously saying how he could beat Lesnar, only to fail yet again and make excuses. He then said he'll be waiting for Reigns at Backlash after the title challenger fails yet again in his battle with Lesnar at the WWE Network special in Saudi Arabia. Whilst these were some massive returns, the crowd was no less hyped when a number of NXT wrestlers made their main roster debut. The first being Ember Moon. With newly crowned Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax in need of a partner to face both Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, she shockingly announced her partner would be former NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon. Moon, who had lost her NXT Women's Championship to Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver New Orleans on Saturday night, made a huge impression on her debut, pinning the former Raw Women's Champion for the win after hitting her with the Eclipse. Number 2. No Way Jose. Since the WWE was still in New Orleans, it was only appropriate to have NXT superstar No Way Jose making his main roster debut last night, coming out to a conga line full of colourful characters. Jose would defeat NXT enhancement talent John Skyler in a complete squash match. And lastly, the Authors of Pain. With the Road Warriors' legendary manager Paul Ellering guiding their career, it's impossible not to associate the duo of Akam and Reza with a team often called the greatest of all time. The team have been a dominant force in NXT, winning the NXT Tag Team Championship. But despite being unsuccessful in challenging the Undisputed Era for the title at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, they have made their way onto the main roster, appearing on Raw last night, mowing down Heath Slater and Rhino. Hopefully WWE has a few more surprises for SmackDown Live tonight. Who else are you looking forward to making a return? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.